Hello and welcome to the Advertiser's Guide to the Galaxy with me, Karthik Srinivasan. I'm a communications consultant and I'm here to take you through the universe of marketing communications. We think about an idea behind the ad, the kind of message being communicated, how it is being communicated, and more importantly, why. In this episode, I take a look at Swiggy's famous Gulab Jamun uncle. But let me start with another sweet item, Cadbury's chocolates. Way back in August 2010, Mondelez India, when they were still called Cadbury India, launched the Shubh Aaramb campaign for the first time. But unlike the conventional traditional imagery of Shubh Aaramb, this one featured a young pair at a bus stop, understandably so given Cadbury's target audience for dairy milk chocolates. The boy's bizarre ask, the girl's partly annoyed, partly intrigued response, and the boy's comeback all made for a memorable ad. Later that year, in November 2010, possibly because of how recognizable the young couple had become owing to generous media spending by Cadbury, Airphone, a now defunct phone brand, used the same couple in almost same costumes for their ad. But the twist was that they were not strangers anymore. Airphone had literally made a sequel to the Cadbury's ad by roping in the same pair and extending their story. On a similar note, remember the Trivago man who infiltrated our TV ads in the mid-2010s? Given the relentless ad push by Trivago India, Abhinav, the Trivago man, had become a topic of discussion himself, alongside Trivago the brand, so much so that Economic Times did a story on him, the ad guy. As it turned out, Abhinav was the country development head at Trivago between December 2012 and February 2019. He quit Trivago and joined Paytm in September 2019. Paytm didn't wait too long to use the kind of recognition Abhinav had gained thanks to Trivago's marketing budget. They used Abhinav, the Trivago man, in a Paytm ad where there is a nudge, wink reference without mentioning Trivago at all. But these are relatively minor instances of characters made popular by one brand's advertising being utilized by another brand because of how recognizably popular they had become. The truly major instance, one that has become a legitimate trend, is the Swiggy Gulab Jamun uncle. Swiggy's Gulab Jamun uncle first made his appearance in April 2018 during that year's IPL made by the agency Low. The ad was to sell the fact that Swiggy had no minimum order rule and that you can order really small and it would be delivered to you. How best to present the scenario? By showing a man, afraid of his wife's strict conditions regarding his health, sneaking out to order a lone Gulab Jamun, eating it at the door in front of the Swiggy delivery person as soon as it is delivered, and going back inside as if nothing happened. The actor, Naresh Gosain, really sold it. Little did Swiggy or Naresh know that the Gulab Jamun uncle character was going to be such a huge hit. Swiggy went on to make more ads in 2018 featuring Naresh's food obsession and almost making them seem like sequels to the first ad, but without the Gulab Jamun. His physical stature worked towards this narrative quite well. Considering these ads feature the same auntie, that is the Swiggy Gulab Jamun auntie and the Swiggy Gulab Jamun delivery guy, it was building itself into some kind of Swiggy uncle universe. When Swiggy brought Naresh back in 2019 for the IPL again, they realized that they had a property that has taken a life of its own. So even the ad's name acknowledged that. It said, "Our favorite uncle is back." The 2020 return of Naresh, however, during the IPL was on similar lines, but on a more somber note owing to the peak COVID period. The title rode on the uncle sentiment again, plus the Gulab Jamun, but this time the idea was to use him to assuage people that he is one among crores of Indians confidently ordering on Swiggy despite the pandemic. So the title said, "Trusted by our favorite uncle and 1 crore plus Indians." With IPL 2021, Swiggy extended the uncle's sweet interests. It started with the uncle acknowledging his Gulab Jamun identity. and then trying to look beyond it to sushi, to sugar-free raspberry cupcake, and even Kerala's Padampuri. 3 years is a fairly long time in advertising world to stick to one non-official brand ambassador. But Swiggy perhaps gauged the popularity of the Gulab Jamun uncle based on how much social media chatter he evoked, and perhaps also through the views of the video online. If you notice the Cadbury Shubharam couple, the follow-up from another brand came a few months after the original ad went live. With the Trivago man, it took only 3 months for Paytm to bring him back after he joined the new company. But with the Gulab Jamun uncle, Swiggy had propped him for 4 years, or you can think of it as 4 seasons, while giving his ads generous media boosts on TV and online. That, plus the organic conversations he evoked, built him into a property. And hence, 4 years after he burst into the advertising scene with his famous Gulab Jamun, he ventured outside Swiggy, taking his Gulab Jamun with him. The first non-Swiggy brand to make use of the uncle character and his Gulab Jamun obsession was drtrust, courtesy the ad agency 5W1H. But instead of making Naresh eat Gulab Jamun, they made him work hard for it and turned him into Sugar Sharma, since they cannot obviously refer to him as Gulab Jamun uncle without annoying both Swiggy and Low, the agency. It's a coup by another agency because Low itself had a similar idea to link the uncle character with health for another client of theirs, M-Fine. Unfortunately, drtrust did that before Low and M-Fine, though M-Fine did launch its campaign in November 2021, even featuring Gulab Jamun Auntie. Yet another brand took the after effects of his Gulab Jamun obsession on his health as the narrative for their ad, the TV channel Q. But since drtrust has opened the floodgates with the possibility of the uncle and his Gulab Jamun obsession, other brands started considering the idea too. For instance, Zoon Pulse featured him with a bowl of Gulab Jamuns in December 2021, after teasing audiences about his whereabouts in November 2021, and followed it up with even a sequel in March 2022. Vadilal, the ice cream brand, picked up the mantle with a hugely relevant product in March 2022. A Gulab Jamun flavored ice cream. Who better to sell this unique flavor than the Gulab Jamun uncle? That he gets clubbed with Gulab Jamun too, for as many as 4 other brands, says a lot about the package that has endured for 4+ years. Naresh's very human expression when he looks at a Gulab Jamun is perhaps the first reason for Swiggy deciding to extend its universe for so many years. And it was Swiggy's own consistent application of the Swiggy Uncle universe for 4 years that led other brands tasting the same opportunity. By now, the Swiggy Uncle, Gulab Jamun Uncle is an internet and advertising folklore. But having been used in so many interesting and contrasting ways, from Gulab Jamun flavored ice cream to the after effects of his unhealthy obsession that moves the narrative into health related territory, I presume the uncle and his object of obsession have been adequately overexposed. He would no doubt get instant recognition, more so when combined with a Gulab Jamun. But any other brand using him now would need to really think through taking the idea to another level, where the intelligence of the script would make or break the ad. Even Swiggy and Low would need to really think through season 5 of the Gulab Jamun Uncle series. The brand and its agency have done admirably well over the years, upping the ante in 2019, 2020 and 2021. And perhaps sensing that he has been overexposed by other brands too, in 2021, they did not bring him back for the 2022 IPL. Would they bring him back later this year, say during the festive season? Perfect timing given the food-related theme. Or perhaps IPL 2023? I really can't wait for that. That's all for today. We'll be back next week with another piece of marketing communication and another round of insights. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Beast of Troll across Instagram and Twitter, and Karthik Srinivasan on LinkedIn. I also happen to have a blog by the same name. If you like the show, you can check out other interesting shows on IVM Network and reach out to them at IVM Podcasts across Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Do share this episode with your folks. Thank you for listening.